about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist. Am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That was great sounds of Watts with Outside on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, with my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, Mr. E.Z. BlueZ is in the building. Easy BlueZ, you're always better with introductions more than me. Who do we have with us on the program today?
Let me tell you, it is not Thursday. It is not 10 p.m. and you are not in a time travel machine. But when it was those Thursdays and you needed that cool vibe to hit before the club, you tuned in your TuneIn app. You cranked out the tunes in the most amazing way, dealing with the one and the two, understanding each beat falling into the other, and making sure your experience was absolutely transcendent. For that and that alone, I want you to put your hands together, not if you're driving. If you're driving, please keep your hands at 10 and 2, because we don't need any accidents. But mentally, put your hands together for the fantastic, the amazing, the stupendous, the phantasmagorical. And Preston, you say it better than I do.
DJ Rob Nice.
Let's get it, baby. Yeah.
Rob, long time.
Yes,
you still
sir.
look the same, man. You haven't changed. I love the personality, man. You always light up the room. What has been new and what has been stayed the same? Talk to me, man.
Well, what's been new? I'm doing a lot of private and corporate events.
Nice.
The club here and there, but not really too much, especially after the coronavirus set in. So it kind of changed up the scenery a little bit, but it's coming back. So, yeah.
Now, I know Easy has some questions, but just before I want to just like really get into this, a lot of DJs were putting out, like their own like little private mixes during, the pandemic. I never saw a DJ Rob Nice mix during the pandemic when everyone was in their closed doors. Like a lot of DJs, just had like their own house mixes and were bringing it out like on their pages. I thought you would be the first one to jump on that. Am I wrong?
Well, I was thinking about it and I did do one, but a lot of people don't know that all the rhythm shuts you down because you don't have the rights to play that music.
Wow.
So That's
knew
crazy.
That
being in radio, I didn't do it. That's why it got shut down. Every time somebody go online and do a live mix, if you don't don't own the rights to this music, you're gonna get muted for copyrights.
That's wild.
So I knew that. So that's why I didn't make an attempt. Like I said, I did one time with somebody else, but I kind of told them it's not gonna last. That's why you don't see DJs going live like that unless they got the rights to play the music.
Well, here's the thing: even if you have the rights, they don't necessarily care. I played my own music on the algorithm,
right?
And we won't say which algorithm it was on, but on the algorithm, I played my own music on there and got clipped for copyright infringement. I was like, but I own the copyright, homie. Like, how am I infringing myself? You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was a Cat Williams skit. Like, how do I infringe myself? It is my copyright. I own the music.
Right.
That's wild. That's wild, bro. Oh my goodness. But let's take a little bit down back memory lane. What made you want to do this? What made you feel DJing and entertaining the crowd each and every weekend was a passion for you?
Well, it all started when I was younger. I started DJing at 9. I got introduced to DJing at 9 years old.
Okay.
Through my uncle. He had a nightclub. So he had a nightclub, but I used to always go to his house. And he showed me the set a couple of times, and it just took off from there. And I played a couple of times in his club, and noticed how I was able to rock the crowd. Actually, he brought it to my attention because I didn't know what I was doing. And also went to school. I am from New Haven. I went to River Cross.
There you go.
And I used to sell mixtapes in school.
Right.
So from the mixtapes, in school, in my neighborhood, I started doing a lot of house parties. Now this the late '80s, early '90s now. So house parties was big. Hip hop was really in the clubs like that. It was starting to be in the clubs unless you in like a little neighborhood venue, but hip hop wasn't really in the big clubs yet at that time. So it did a lot of house parties. Plus, I was still young.
9 years old? That's wild.
I just got introduced with the techniques, the Gemini mixer.
Yeah.
But my mother used to have a Fisher Price radio a record player, but it was the good kind. You know, Fisher Price was the thing back then. It had a little system. So I used to take her gospel records, right?
Yeah.
The little 45s.
Yep.
And I used to like scratch because I used to see it on TV.
Oh no!
And yeah, so I just started scratching. It just came to me. I'm mixing Jesus. So you know, all of that just started coming together as I continue to listen to the radio, Hot 97, and stuff like that. The stations in New York, and also the stations here in New Haven.
94.3.
94.3 and 88.7 on WNHU on Soul Sundays. We used to listen to them a lot. But one of my big people from 94.3 used to be D. I used to listen to a lot on Friday nights. So just I was mixing, I started doing it myself.
Right.
And trying it on my uncle turntable set. So that's how that started.
But it's way back then. I mean, it was like the crates full of records, and it was a transition at 9 years old. So it was a different time to DJ, a fun time, I believe, but a different time to DJ because you don't have the computers back then where you like were easily transition to songs and blending. Just tell me just a little bit about that because this is a craft I'm unknown of. Just like how hard was it to switch back and forth with just those records and blending and knowing the right songs to play just at that time at 9-10 years old in front of a club, mind you, which is a great opportunity at that age. So your uncle really did you a favor.
Yeah, not knowing he was doing me a favor at that time.
Yeah.
You know, just going with the flow of things and the transition from turntables to CDJs to now the mixing boards. It was pretty hard for me around that time because I was so used to the techniques and I kind of felt like it was cheating, but it took me a while to really soak that in and realize it's not cheating. You just got to change with the times.
True. This is true.
So it's much easier. You don't have to carry the crates and you can just take download things, or now they got the streaming apps. You can just put your playlist together and it's real easy to get to your music now. Before you had to have like 20 crates and if you didn't have it organized, you got to flip through them order real quick.
Right.
You know, but you had to know where your records was at. If you didn't know where your records was at, you know, it's a problem. And then you also had to worry about the records being scratched when it starts skipping.
Right.
Bro.
So now you don't have to worry about all of that.
Now you don't. But back then,
you don't have to worry about that.
But back then, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine because like I remember the conversation that we had when we worked together at Ugly Radio. You were telling me one, like even like that one subtle mistake, the crowd can like notice you because like the crowd is so in tune on what you're doing with the music and going back and forth and like they read you perfectly. And you were saying if you mess up like one song, they'll immediately boot you out. Like that's it. That's your pay night. Because like every night, like that's when you're trying to eat. Because like when the crowd is not really like in your favor or going in your favor, like lights out, curtains for the DJ. I remember you were telling me that.
Yeah, yeah. The crowd, when people got under the influence,
Hmm.
yeah, their patience is real short. So they'll let you get by with one song.
Right.
They're like, oh, okay, he just. But the second song, they're like, okay, now third song, they're about to start walking out.
Mm.
Yeah.
They're about to start walking out that third song. Fourth song, you might as well forget it. You're gonna clear the whole footing.
Right.
They start pouring out fast. The patience is real short when it comes to music and people wanting to have a good time.
Right.
Mm.
So as a DJ, you have to pay attention to that and know what your crowd like. You
Right.
can't go to a party and it's supposed to be top 40 and you playing techno.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So you got to know your crowd. You got to know who you're playing for, and talk about that while you negotiating your prices and who's coming.
See, that's one of the key things, and I love how you brought that out. Is you make sure you go into the situation understanding, so you can plan out the set list, so you can plan out what needs to be taken care of. When you're even talking about coming from the records aspect of it, everything needed to be laid out and needed to be organized so well, so that you could make that transition in under 30 seconds. So you could take that record off, so you knew that you had 45 seconds to get to that next loop and hit all of
Right.
that. You had to keep that organized. So being able to take that into the digital world and actually plan everything out beforehand, it's
Right.
got to be almost revolutionary to you. But what is the preference? Is the preference the digital aspect, or do you really fiend for the feel of vinyl under your fingers?
I still like the vinyl feeling, but they have a board where it feels like vinyl
Okay.
now. So a lot of the boards is really upgraded. You got to spend some money, but you can still
That's
get
with
that
anything.
vinyl feeling.
Yeah, it's definitely with
And
anything.
they also have with the Serato the records to where you can hook up to the Serato. But I'd
Mm.
rather just do the board. It's much easier to carry around
Right.
for me.
Oh, I'm sure.
Do you still keep your old records?
I still got records, but I downloaded a lot of them. So
Okay.
yeah, so I had to do some editing and taking that record sound out.
Well, it's
But that
it's
was,
really interesting, and I'm super glad you brought that up, because that's something that you're starting to see a lot of right now, and records are coming into like a rebirth. And just
yes,
for all those artists that are out, for all those people that want to support the artists that are out there, go and buy a physical copy of the record. It's more than what a spin will ever give the artist, through streaming. But please stream the records as well. But go get that physical copy. Even if you never play it, at least you have that take home, and you understand that artist is actually eating something that day.
right,
Facts.
right.
How many times you
Especially
practice?
now, the independent artists,
Yes.
Oh,
independent
definitely.
artists.
How many times you practice a day?
Uh, at least now, because I have a tight schedule, I still get a mix in, at least for like 2-3 hours.
That's what's up, bro.
Because you have to, music is coming out. Music is coming out like every day, and
Mhm.
there's so much music you have to go through. You have to. I still have that ear of hearing. I can hear a song for 5 seconds and I know it's a hit. I still have that. I still have that talent. It ain't go nowhere yet because I'm still able to play younger music, which I'm older now, over 40, but I can still relate to 18 and 19-year-olds music.
That's a gift, though. That is a gift. Not too many people have
Yeah.
that gift, though. To know, like, within the first 3 to 5 seconds, that's a hit.
Yeah.
But I lost my train of thought because,
Yeah.
like, I really did. I really did. No, because
That's awesome.
because we had a lot of conversations on me and Rob when we work together. Some things I can say on radio, some things I cannot say on radio.
Right.
But,
Right.
But I just want to know what's the difference between a young crowd and an older crowd? Is the older crowd more patient, or is the younger crowd more patient?
Ooh, that's a good one. Man, that's a good one. I gotta think about this one. I would say the I would say patient.
Mm-hmm.
I would say because the younger crowd is artists out there that with me being an older, I don't know about. So when I do these private parties, uh, when I do, well, it's supposed to be calling me.
It happens, especially with the phone.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. These things happen. For people who are just listening right now, just like certain things happen with the phone during Zoom conversations. It's insane. But go ahead, Rob.
What I got distracted with that call.
Oh no, the question was just which is more patient, and I know you said they're not. It's not really patience when it comes to a crowd. What's the difference between a young crowd and an older crowd? Because you perform between many demographics.
Yeah. The younger crowd is a little bit more difficult than the older crowd because the older crowd, they already. How should I say it? A lot of the older people don't like today's music. So they still stuck in that era of the 90s or the 80s. They stuck in it. So it's easy to pull up that music for them because they still love it.
Right. And I mean, are they stuck in it, or are they stuck in it, or do they just appreciate really good music?
They appreciate really good music. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I should. They appreciate because the music that's coming out today is like
I don't get it.
Everything not hitting.
Right. Not on all cylinders. Like it'll hit on a little bit. It'll tease a little bit. It'll hit on a little bit. It'll get you almost quite there, but it doesn't slap. Like there's something in it that just does not slap, and you need it to slap. And I really feel like people need to go back and start listening to soul music again, because that's the thing that's missing from music right now is the soul of the musician. I'm just being real. I'm gonna stand on my soapbox and I'm gonna say my ish.
Say it. Talk it.
Well, do you have to put on the salesman face when you play a song you don't like?
Yeah, majority of the time, but you got to play what the people want.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's not about me. It's about satisfying the people and putting on a performance for them. I noticed a lot of the newer G's, they not perform. They just playing music and put in a couple of drops, but they're not performing. Right. You know, what makes me a little different, we started from 9 or seeing the 80s to the 90s to the early O's, I still perform.
Right.
By reading the crowd, knowing who playing in front of. Like yesterday, I did Sikorsky holiday party.
Okay.
So it was over 1,000 people in there. If you go to my Facebook, Robert S. McCown Jr. on Facebook, and you look at my story, you'll see it. There was over 1,000 people, and I had them jumping around for about 3 hours, just straight. You know, so
Sikorsky, that's big.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
1,000 people, that's big. Let's be real. That's 1,000 people going like this. Yeah. That's an accomplishment, period. If you got 1,000 people dancing, like, yo, big props. There are DJs out there right now that are struggling, that are sitting at home, you know, barely playing for their family right now, just spinning to spin. And what type of advice can you have for them as they're going to reach their level of 1,000 people or 10,000 people and so forth?
On WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven, myself, Preston, and my partner in crime, Long Island Raised, Elm City made, Mr. EZ BlueZ. DJ Rob Nice is with us. Go ahead, Rob Nice.
Yeah. What was that question again, Blue?
Easy.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's all good.
It was a dope question, so that's why I no problem saying it again.
No, that's not.
I'll remember the majority of it. But for the DJs that are sitting at home right now that have never spun in front of anyone that's not their family, that's just doing this to do it type of aspect of it, what advice do you have for them to get to that 1,000 room, to that 10,000 room? what advice do you have?
They gotta keep working and put yourself out there, because you just got to do a lot of footwork, going to different venues, going to different just networking to get that right connection. But first, it starts with the DJing and getting in clubs. Like with me, I was able to get in clubs. Then you got people coming to you and they hearing you. So if people not hearing you, they don't even know you're there.
Mm.
So you have to do a lot of networking. You might got to do a couple of free things, but look at it as promotion. You got to promote yourself. A lot of people not promoting themselves to get gigs. So that's why they only dealing with their family or family members, or somebody that's close to their uncle or something like that. They're not getting the corporate parties, you know. So it's a lot of work. It takes time. You're not gonna just jump into 1,000. It took me a long time to get to the stage I am at DJing. Long time. I've been DJing in the city of New Haven for a long time, over 20 years.
Wow.
And I have 20-year run consistent on a Friday and Saturday night for 20 years straight. So I can honestly say I was part of New Haven nightlife.
I remember you going to New York and posting the videos in New York. You were going to Manhattan. You were going like to different clubs and seeing out there. You were really putting the work in.
Yes,
Definitely
and that's come from talking to different promoters, going out of town when you're getting invited, and just making relationships. So that's how I was getting them clubs in New York and Jersey, and I got people I know in the South, in Atlanta, South Carolina, North Carolina. I have people that own clubs and they're promoters. So since I've been doing it for so long and selling mixtapes all over the place, I'm still connected with a lot of the people through my family, which I have a very huge family, and they with the party life. So it all just came together, and then after a while, I can live off of it, just DJing.
Right.
Because I put in the work when I used to go to Wilberforce selling mixtapes in school. I remember one time I went to school with 75 cents.
Wow.
And came out with 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
I did the same thing, but it was not mixtapes.
Walking around the neighborhood. Yeah, walking around the neighborhood with the boom box playing my mixtape, and they like, "Who's that?" I said, "That's me." You'll buy it? Oh yeah, that sounds good. They'll buy it because it had all the music that they like, all in one tape. Then it went to CDs.
I'm gonna let you go ahead, Easy.
Well, there's something so powerful about the mixtape and the evolution of the mixtape, or the mix, as they say now, or as they call it, the playlist. It used to be so powerful. I remember being young enough not to be able to say everything you wanted to say to the girl you wanted to say it to, but you could easily spend 2 days making the perfect mixtape and hand it to her, and she knew exactly the depths of your heart because of what was on that mixtape. Yes. And you hope that you did not over record the Jerky Boys over that, because then it would have been a problem, and she would have looked at you completely differently. But yeah, no, it's so important, and putting these mixes together and making sure that the interlude between the songs are flowing and all these different things play into what you have to do. How do you manage that? I mean, you're literally managing a universe.
I can't even really tell you how I manage it. I just do it. I guess it just comes with a lot of practice, and it could be a talent, to just look at somebody or a crowd and just know what to play. One thing, I'll give a little secret: you can never go wrong with hits. Every DJ can have the same playlist, but it's how you play it and when you play it. You can have remember, everybody got access to everything. So why everybody's not sounding good? Because it's the way you play it.
It's how you present yourself.
Yes. And sometimes you can think you're gonna play this, and then when it's showtime, when you play in front of hundreds, 30, whatever group of people, you don't know them, so you don't really know what they like. So if you stick to the hits, you're all right.
What are some of the major don'ts as a DJ? I know you've seen a lot of DJs and you observe, and like you work with like a lot of great names in New Haven, like Fireman and other people of that nature. What are some of the don'ts that you see? The repeated mistakes, and better wording that they just need to stop with these DJs nowadays.
First is timing. Timing and your sets. A lot of times, people just be playing music and not making a set. Like if you go from different eras, you play a set from this era, a set from that era, and lead it up. Don't go from Jay-Z to
Chaka Khan,
Red. What's his name? Sexy Red. Don't do that. It's a method of. It's a method because Jay-Z got his style. Do you go to Sexy Red? You just threw the whole crowd off, especially if you have a big spread of age gap.
True. That's true.
Because nowadays a lot of you got the 21-year-olds starting what 35 and 40. So I noticed with the younger DJs, they be all over the place, and that's why they're not dancing.
Well, it's transition. You got to master the transition. Like if you can't master that transition, it's there's so much there, and that's really the job and the art of the DJ is the transition to take you from Jay-Z to Sexy Red. You can get there, but you don't get there just by pressing play and select. You got to get there by taking an extra journey. You got to get there by having a proper transition. You've got to get there by having that mood change directly. And it's just so amazing to see. One of the incredible shows that I can't believe I forgot the name of the show. It was on Netflix. They were talking about the early DJs and early DJing. Nas was an executive producer with Boz Lerman. And Jaden Smith was in it. What was the name of the show? Preston, you remember the show?
I wish I could tell you.
Okay, well, there was a phenomenal show talking about the earliest parts of DJ, and they're talking about the crayon on the record. So
the Get Down.
The Get Down, yes.
The Get Down, yeah, it was on Netflix.
Yeah, I love that show so much because it showed that true creativity of it, that true artistic ability of it, and how prepared you had to be artistic. I mean, a lot of people don't seem to understand this, and I see this with children all the time. Children are some of the most creative people in the entire world. And if you give them that structure that they require, they can just be amazing. And it's the same aspect. Structure your creativity, and you can go light years. From that structure, you could take 32 seconds and put on a completely different record that changes the vibe, but changes the vibe the right way.
The right way, exactly. That's why you have to pay attention. A lot of pay attention to your crowd. Some DJs that I noticed, they just looking in the computer, they're not looking at the crowd. So I don't get how can you just look at your computer, not looking at the crowd to see how they reacted to each song that you're putting on.
Do you mainly see those problems during weddings?
Weddings? Yeah, I've seen bad DJs doing weddings. Yeah, it's basically the same. They're not paying attention to the crowd. A lot of bad DJs not paying attention to the crowd, and knowing what to play next and how they feeling about the song. My little trick to it is like with women, I always cater to the women because they make the party. So I might see a group of women over here dancing. I'm gonna focus on them, keep them on the dance floor. As long as they keep shaking, everybody else gonna shake.
Most definitely.
That's just my little secret.
So is it true that if you cater to the women, that's the best bet?
Pretty much, yeah, because the guy's gonna come. If you're doing an event and they know that you cater to the women, yeah,
Well,
the women make the party.
Well, that's one of the key points is they make the party, because that's the other thing is guys are going to go out to impress, the females, and no one's going to be the first dude on the dance floor by himself, rocking it, doing the jelly roll for no apparent reason. You know what I'm saying? No one's.
Yeah.
You're gonna get laughed at. Now, I would do that because I'm a fool and I love to be the center of attention. So everyone come look at me, but not everyone can pull that off. So you want to make sure that you are vibing so that the female of the species lets the male of the species know it's okay to relax. You don't have to be so stuck up. You don't have to worry about the person stepping on your J's. You can have a good time. You can relax because they're vibing, and if they're vibing, then you can vibe, and if you can vibe, it's just a beautiful thing. I love every minute of that. How do you prepare, and how long does it usually take? Even for, and I'm gonna call it what it is. I'm gonna say it's a set list, because that's what it is. It's a set list. Even wedding set lists. How do you perform, and how do you prepare your set list for each performance?
Well, I don't really have a set list. I get what you're saying of certain music you have lined up. I might have, like, say somebody give me a playlist. Okay, I'm gonna snatch something out of that playlist, but I won't play the whole thing. Because sometimes I give you a playlist and it might mess the party up. So you have to run through that and just stay away from it. That comes back to knowing the crowd and watching the crowd. Right. Because you can have a set list. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play that, and then when you get to the event, you don't play it like how you practiced it. Mm-hmm. Because the crowd is reacting different. Mind you, when I'm practicing by myself. Right. There's no crowd. So you don't really know what song's going to work with certain crowds, because every song don't work with every crowd. You have to actually, like at the beginning, one of my other secrets at the beginning, I'll just play certain music and see what they vibe for while they sitting down eating or whatever. Right. And then I'll know what to do once it's time to, get up and dance, party time.
How do you determine your value? I'm talking about payment.
Payment? I know, well, you as a DJ have to value yourself and knowing that you're going to come there and perform. First, it starts with sound system. Right. You have to have a good sound system. You're coming in there with cheap speakers and they keep going out on you. And you tell the client, oh yeah, give me $1,000, but every 5 minutes your speaker's going out. Mm-hmm. So that can help you with your sound system and knowing that your talent is your payment, because you're gonna go there and rock the party. Right. You're gonna go there and rock because you know what to do, and it comes with experience. You have to have experience to do your pricing. Because it's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes and knowing how to play it off without the crowd knowing. Right. That you're messing up. Yeah. Some people they don't know how to cover that up. So then when you have 2 seconds of silence, it can be 5 minutes. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I think that's when the performance comes in. 2 seconds of silence
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want any silence, especially on your set.
None.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm gonna use a showcase for an example.
Okay.
Well, before you use the showcase, for example, I have a pivot on there. No silence at all, because I mean, to use just a little bit of silence so you can add that extra drop in there and make them pop.
Well, that's if you're using a drop.
Right. Okay.
And that still has to be timed.
Right.
True.
If a song going out, fading out, you put your drop in while another song coming in.
Right.
So you don't just want your drop, DJ Rob, just say nothing.
Right.
The crowd gonna be lost. You playing for people. So you don't want no silence at all. If there's silence, you better say something on the mic.
I was just going to get into that. You took the thought right out of my head. That's when the performing comes in. You took the thought right out of my head, Rob.
Yeah.
What was your longest set?
My longest set, what you mean? Like hours?
Yeah, like hours, like 3, 4, 5 hours.
Well, average event is 4 hours, but yesterday when I did Sikorsky, it was 6 hours.
6 hours?
I did 8 hours 3 weeks ago.
You did 8 hours 3 weeks ago.
That's also in your price too. Yeah.
Yeah, word.
How do you take breaks?
Yeah, like what if like
8 hours, 6
and like you need to be going? You know what I'm saying? Like
how do you like?
Yo, do you? Yo,
that's crazy. 6, 8 hours, just you, like that. I admire you. I really do. I admire you, and it takes a great load of respect. But you got to take a break sometime between that time.
I do take a break, so I'll create a mix and just throw it in there for about 15, 20 minutes.
There you go. Oh my God. There you go.
Okay. That's so you don't get burnt out, because you'll get burnt out. Yeah.
Especially if you're going in.
Right. You just got to know when to throw that little quick playlist in, take a little break. And the crowd don't know anything, especially if you still behind as your playlist playing and you talking on the mic. So they still think you're live.
Okay.
And then you just transition live. They don't know. Lord, you still keep talking on that microphone. They don't know nothing.
I saw the hand up easy.
Yeah, no, there's 1.5 million different things that you talk that runs through my mind when you do this, and I'm always fascinated. I'm fascinated with any type of art form, period. But like I've always been fascinated with DJs. I think they're one of the most fun things out there. I remember so many digging in the crates CDs that I had. Just absolute amazing mixes and versions of songs you're never going to hear again. Just fantastic. What inspires you to continue to move forward? What inspires you? Like, you've been doing this for a while. You've been doing this for the majority of your life, but it's been the constant in your life. But how have you been able to remain it to be that constant, so that you are practicing enough time during the day, so that you can do these 6-hour, 8-hour marathon gigs? Like seriously, how do you keep inspiring yourself? Because it's not like you're getting the accolades of a Grammy or, moving forward in that type of different direction. How do you stay inspired?
I love to see people have a good time. Mm-hmm. When I see people have a good time, that makes me DJ better, because they enjoying themselves, and that keeps me going. Just to see people having a good time. That's it. I don't have no other.
So your DJ name has 2 meanings. Your DJ name, not only are you nice on the table, but you're a nice human being and just want people to have a good time. I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, sir. But I mean, like, if you just in it for the money and you want to play what you want to play, they're gonna walk out on you. The people gonna walk out on you, or your jobs will be light. Because I've been booked this year. I had a little health scare earlier in the year, shut me down for a year. Now I'm getting back into it. Mm-hmm. You just gotta show people love,
right?
You're there for the people that appreciate that, and music cleanses everybody's soul.
It's true.
So just keeping that in the back of my head, that keeps me motivated to keep DJing at a high level.
Have you ever been in any DJ competitions?
I haven't been in no DJ competitions since school.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been in those like no, I haven't. I went to them, but I never participated in it.
You thinking of doing
And
it?
I can scratch real good.
Yeah, like
Huh?
I think you can
Yeah,
go toe
I
to toe
get
with some
busy.
kids, with some cats.
Yeah,
Really do.
that's just not being a battle DJ is not my thing. It's
Okay.
that's not my thing. I'm more of a club DJ.
All right. That's
Club
fair.
DJ, private events type of DJ. No battle DJ for me.
DJ Rob Nice is with us on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. I can barely speak. My name is Preston, and I'm with my friend Long Island Rays, Elm City made Mr. EZ BlueZ is in the building. DJ Rob Nice, what
Yes.
is your future? You seem like you have a bright future ahead of you. Tell me, what is the future of DJ Rob Nice? What can we expect to see of 2025 and beyond? And are anything still planned for 2024 because it is the holidays?
Well, right now I have I'll be in Hamden next week
Mhm.
doing a private event, and I'll be at the catwalk this week too. If people that from New Haven know what the catwalk is.
Yes.
So yeah, and soon to be announced, we coming to 103.5
There we go.
WNHH.
Yeah.
Gonna be coming back to the radio, playing them hits and bringing independent music to light, and do that, planning events, showcase. Right now, I'm lining the venues up as we speak to have events for next summer. So I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff right now for 2025.
How excited are you to be back on morning radio?
Ah, man, it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel good just to, play the music for the people, and also exposing some of the independent artists, hip hop, R&B, rock, gospel. Uh, that's gonna be a big thing. I fell in love with it when I was at Ugly Radio. Shouts out to Joe Ugly. I learned a lot from him. As far as the radio business side of it, and the independent and what to look for and stuff like that. So, yeah, but we coming to WNHH LP 103.5 in the morning time, real soon to be announced.
Yeah.
We get the
It's been
mixes
in the
back.
works for a while. It's been in the mix for a while, but like I said, I had health issues that I overcame. So now that I'm back to I say myself and took care of that issue, it's on, baby. Shouts go out to Harry Jones and Paul Bass.
Definitely, man. Big shout out to Harry. Big shout out to Paul Bass. Excited to have Rob Nice back on the radio frame. If you're being introduced to Rob Nice for the very first time, he's gonna give you something great. He's definitely gonna give you something great. It's not gonna be anything tarnished. It's not gonna be anything halfway. He goes 100 and beyond with these mixes. And if you ever gonna hear his blends for the first time, he is one of the best DJs I know personally that is very, very, very good at his blending when it comes to music, because like what he said earlier in this broadcast is most important for the transitions. And the transitions you're going to witness come 2025 is going to blow your mind. It really is. And he's putting rock into the mix as well too. So if you're an independent artist, get at him.
I'm about to flood you with so many people, bro. You have no idea. I'm so entrenched in the rock scene of New Haven that like I could send you like 35 artists right now.
I'm gonna put it on while we live on the air. I would love to work with you guys to put events together, because I listen to the show and
thank you.
You guys be interviewing a lot of indie artists.
Yes.
So yes, I do be paying attention.
Definitely, man. We're gonna hear you out as well too, and we're looking forward to it. And hopefully you can DJ a WNHH holiday party next year.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Hey, give me the word. It's on.
So you got to talk to Harry about that. I think that'll be pretty cool. And man, I'm happy for you. I really am.
Yeah, me too.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you did great.
These last couple minutes, we just want to give out to you. Any advice or any inspirational advice you want to give to anybody who wants to go on a similar path as yours? Go right ahead and do what you do best after you give that answer, Rob Nice. That is plugging yourself. That is definitely giving out all of your socials, and that is definitely speaking the best of the best, which is you. So, Rob Nice, these last few minutes of the show are yours. Go right ahead.
Well, what I got to say is put in the hard work. Sometimes you got to do things for free, especially at the beginning, because you have to get yourself out there.
Right.
You know, you might have a good time, but nobody knows you. So just, get out there and network and stay practicing, because timing, like keep saying, timing is everything.
Right.
But you got to put in the work of meeting people, going to different events, going to different clubs, going to different parts, seeing what's what, and getting familiar with your surroundings and the people you try to target. So, you just got to do that. Don't get big-headed because you had a couple of good parties, but you never had no incidents where the mic go out or your computer, something happen with your computer, or the Wi-Fi go down. You better have backup.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those streams, I've been out on the boat where I have no Wi-Fi and I couldn't use the streaming app. So I have my stuff that I already had download for that. I always have backup. Because you don't know, anything can happen. The speaker can go out, anything. You got to be ready for it.
Right. Got
to be ready for it. But you could definitely get in contact with me or see me on the Facebook. Robert S. McCall Jr. That's my government name, but I have my Rob Nice logo. Actually, I'm rebuilding that page because my last Rob Nice page kind of got hacked. I had over 4,000 followers on that, so I'm rebuilding that up. Snapchat, DJ Rob, one word, and Dice separate. TikTok at DJ Rob Dice 47. We're real heavy on the platforms, and TikTok don't go away. I was hearing something about
Don't leave us, TikTok. Don't leave us. I will have nothing to do with my mindless time.
Yeah. They're going to have a follow-up, a backup app.
Oh, yeah.
Backup app for that. And I think they're promoting it now.
Well, one of the big like backup apps right now is actually Instagram Reels and YouTube Reels.
Yeah.
YouTube Reels and Shorts.
YouTube Reels. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to check that out.
And with YouTube, you can actually do it where you can get commercials to run through.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm about to drop a record, so I'm paying attention.
Right. Got to pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
Get that money.
Yeah.
Rob Nice. I'd love to have you back, man. And I'm really happy for you. I really am.
Yes, man. I appreciate you guys interviewing me today, and hope that we can work together in the future on these events. Just to bring some light to the city, independent, and make some money.
Let's do it.
I love it.
WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, Easy BlueZ, and DJ Rob Nice. We appreciate everyone. Thank you so much.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.